My fellow Americans, for far too long, we've had Americans disagreeing between two separate tribes. It has gotten nasty, it has gotten ugly, and it's gotten dirty. Here at the Rookie Wine and Whiskey Enthusiast channel, I am hoping to use the power of YouTube to bring those two groups of people together under one banner. I'm not talking Republicans, Democrats, liberals, or conservatives. Today, we're not going to discuss which chicken sandwich is better, but we are going to find out what American style of whiskey goes best with each sandwich. Is it an American single malt, a bourbon, or a rye? Stay tuned. All right, this is Scott. You are tuned in to YouTube's only channel that really focuses on Washington State wines and spirits. But today, with New Whiskey Wednesday, it's not going to be an exclusive to just Washington State. Anyways, you are tuned into the Rookie Wine and Whiskey Enthusiast channel. And I've decided today to have a little bit of fun. I was going to review a local bourbon, craft bourbon here from the state of Washington. But everybody is talking about the new chicken sandwich fights between Chick-Fil-A and Popeyes. And you know what better way? Let's be honest. Fried chicken sandwiches are really an American icon. All right. I believe it developed out of the South, the home of bourbon. And you know, today we're going to go ahead and have a little bit of fun with that. I have three whiskeys here that I have reviewed, and I'm going to go ahead and post a link to the three reviews that I have on these three whiskeys. Today, I have Wanderback Batch 1 American Single Malt, a special bottling of New Riff Single Barrel Bourbon, and one of my absolute favorites, a higher proof Woodinville Whiskey Straight Rye. And what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to take a bite of the sandwich, and we're going to taste it against each one of these, and I'm going to find out, just kind of a little fun, of course, it's subjective, but what pairs better? What classic American whiskey between the American single malt, bourbon, and a rye pairs better with each sandwich? So we're not really going to be discussing the quality of the sandwiches, because let's be honest, it's Chick-fil-A, it's Popeyes, they both know chicken. In between each sip, between the American single malt bourbon and rye, I am going to cleanse my palate with a little bit of San Pellegrino, just so that I can go ahead and, well, cleanse the palate. Now, a lot of you guys know, especially those of my family and friends that are going to watch this, hey, aren't you still doing the ketogenic diet? Yes, I am, but I am fat adapted, which means I can have a kind of a fun cheat day, which is what this is. The other question I'm going to get, and I'm just going to answer it right now, is why aren't you doing a wine review of the same thing? Well, to be honest with you, wine review with this, my buddy Stuart over at Wine and the Dime has already done a wine review, comparing it, contrasting it with the Chick-fil-A sandwich, and I'll go ahead and post a link to that review as well. He likes the sparkling wines. To be honest with you, I'm more of a dry Pinot Grigio or a dry Pinot Noir for my chicken sandwich. So anyways, but that can get a little bit more expensive anyways. And then the other question I'm sure to get is, you're missing scotches here. Well, I kind of answered that at the beginning. These are kind of American dishes with American whiskeys. But to be honest with you, with scotches, there's so many different flavor profiles. You know, I didn't want to even try to get into that. So let's go ahead right off the bat. I think what we're going to do is we're going to try the American single malt first. Now, this is going to be a little bit longer video than what I'm used to operating under, so bear with me. Anyways, I picked these up within the last 40 minutes or so. Both of them are still warm. By the way, the Chick-fil-A sandwich still looks better than the Popeyes. But let's go ahead and take a small bite of this. All right. So now I've already reviewed these, so I'm not really reviewing the whiskeys themselves. But I am going to go ahead and see how it fares. Now, this does have a smokiness to it that is kind of leaving. They got the fried chicken note, kind of greasy. It's okay, but now these are both original recipes, so there shouldn't be any outside influence spices with this. And each one has, by the way, pickles on it. Yeah, these are basically identical identical other than the recipes. So let's go ahead. That one, the chicken really was kind of bland against the American single malt. I think this particular American single malt might be a little bit with the overpoweringness of the pale chocolate, or the chocolate malt that's used to give it that smoky flavor. Now, the reason I'm drinking this in between, it's a sparkling mineral water, and it helps cleanse my palate. I actually, when my wife and I go wine tasting, and when I even go whiskey tasting, I always ask for a glass of sparkling water. It just helps cleanse the palate. Let's go ahead and take a small bite of the Popeyes. Okay, let's go ahead, try the American single malt again. Actually, so far, the smokiness of the malted barley is pairing extremely well with the chicken on the Popeyes. More so than the chicken with the Chick-fil-A. That is actually fairly surprising. Let's go ahead and put this one right there. I'm going to go and cleanse my palate again. The other reason for this is so I don't get stinking drunk tonight on the middle of the week. All right, let's go with the New Riff Bourbon. So let's go and take another bite here. Got full pickle, that one. All right. Now the bourbon is going to have a little bit more of a caramel, really rich caramel, sugary vanilla note to it. This is slightly higher proof, if I remember right. It's at 56.3% alcohol by volume. Okay. The caramel note with this one is really pairing very well with this particular sandwich. And I think it cut through the grease of the chicken. It cut through the bread on it as well. I think that's so far that's really good. Okay, now let's go for the Popeyes. Mm. Mm. Okay. That one actually sort of leaves a tangy, almost bitter aftertaste to it. I'm not finding it as a very pleasant taste. It's not offensive, but it's not pleasant either. And obviously, it's got to be something within the recipe of the breading of the chicken because it's completely two different reactions. Yeah, that's. Hmm. Try that again. All right. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty then. Well, I can already tell you the bourbon does not pair very well with the Popeyes, which is shocking. Being that bourbon is a very southern flavor profile with the corn, with the caramels, things like that. So that's kind of. I would cleanse my palate here. Hold on. By the way, whiskey does help today. So, all right. Last but not least, my favorite rye. Now, why did I pick really kind of a regional rye whiskey? Well, first of all, this is 100% rye whiskey. Second of all, there's not a whole lot of dill, that dill or star anise flavor in particular in this whiskey. It is a lot of floral, it's a lot of spice. Because I did review the Willet 4-year rye. There's a little bit of star anise in that one. I didn't want it competing or amplifying the pickles in these particular sandwiches. And like I said, to be honest with you, this is my favorite rye whiskey. Anyways, let me go ahead and cleanse my palate one more time. Here we go. All right, so let's go ahead and take a bite of the Chick-Fil-A. All right. Yeah, right off the bat, floral and spice. Now, this one here, like I said, this one actually sits at 118.9 proof or 59.45% alcohol by volume. All right, let's go ahead. Mm. Oh, that's unique. Oh. Wow. Okay. There's something in the breading on the Chick-fil-A that literally it amplified the floral and the spice notes, especially the spice notes. It's not a bitter aftertaste. It's nothing like that. But it really amped it up. That is impressive. All right, hold on. Let's cleanse the palate because I'm excited now to see what it does to the Popeyes. All right, here we go. And just remember, everybody, I'm doing this for the people. I'm doing this for science. I'm doing this to bring people together. Full pickle. All right. Same thing. Very similar. Not the exact same, but it definitely amped it up. The lingering spice notes now and the sweetness from the rye are a little bit longer, but a little bit more astringent on the Popeye sandwich, which is odd. So let's go ahead and... All right. Well, I'll be honest with you, folks. I think for the Chick-fil-A, between the three of them, I think the Chick-fil-A sandwich probably is going to go best with a high rye whiskey. Okay? Give it a try. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me again. Anyways, there's something about the breading, there's something about the sandwich that if you have a high rye bourbon that has, or excuse me, high rye mash bill rye whiskey. This is 100% rye, 100% rye. There's no malted barley in it to help activate or nothing. I think that you will find it's pleasantly surprising. Boy, that San Pellegrino just wants to make everybody burp. I think the rye whiskey helps amplify it, and the spice notes, especially if you have a spicy rye whiskey, brings that out. As for the Popeyes, you know, I like the way the bourbon sat with it, but I also think that the American single malt, now this is Wanderback Batch 1, and it is, you know, like I said, you check the review out on it, it is distilled for Wanderback by Westland. Boy, it really is almost a toss-up to what goes best with the Popeyes. You know, I don't think you could go wrong with either one, but I think for my preference, I'm going to go with the American single malt. And I'll be honest with you, folks, I'm shocked. I really thought that New Riff's bourbon, which is one of the hottest craft distilleries in the United States at this time, matter of fact, they're so hot, I've got several bottles there. I can't get enough of their bourbon. But I'll be honest with you, I don't think it holds up to either the Popeyes or the Chick-fil-A sandwich. Your mileage may vary, but do the review. You know, do you guys like when you have fast food? When you have chicken sandwiches? Have you guys had an American single malt with either one of these? Have you had a rye? Have you had a bourbon? What is your guys' preference? Please go ahead and comment down below what you guys think of this video. Is it lighthearted enough that you want to see more of this type of content? Do you guys agree with me about the rye whiskey? Do you agree with me about this American single malt or an American bourbon? Not that there can be a Canadian bourbon, but Crown Royal sure tried. Anyways, let me know down below in the comments section. Also, go ahead and hit the thumbs button if you guys like this video. Appreciate it. It helps with the algorithms. Please go ahead and subscribe. If you did like it, go ahead and subscribe and let me know that you guys want to see more of this stuff. When you do subscribe, a little bell icon is going to come on, pop up, and it's going to let you know that if you hit the bell icon, that when I do upload videos like this, wine videos, whiskey videos, that you guys are going to be the first notified. Anyways, thank you very much for tuning in. I'm going to go ahead and finish this, and I'm going to cleanse my palate because, damn it, I have 2 chicken sandwiches to finish now and 2 more half ounces of rye and American single malt to drink with it. It's twisting my arm. But again, whiskey helps. So, anyways, as always, please drink responsibly, and life is too short for either bad wine or bad whiskey or in this particular case, bad chicken sandwiches. Cheers, everybody. Yeah, by itself, this bourbon's still good.